guys, welcome to my tutorial using the Kylie Cosmetics Burgundy palette, also featuring her liquid lipstick in Ginger. So first you can see me doing my brows here. I figured I'd show it to you since it's part of the eyes kind of. I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills DipBrow in dark brown. I start by brushing my brows and then I start on the inside of my brows and create a line underneath. You'll see it on the other side. I know we kind of skipped ahead here. So I take a little bit and line it underneath to define the shape, and then I drag the color up. I use very little color for this. It's very pigmented. Then I brush down the top outside of my brows to kind of get the hairs out of the way, and then I can fill in with the color and create the shape. Now to the actual look, I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the Balm Time Balm. You want to use eye primer for your shadow to show up more vibrantly and stay on longer. How cute is this packaging? I'm using the shade Naked all over my lid. I'm using this kind of neutral color to just create an even base for the rest of my colors to blend more easily. Think of it as creating an even toned canvas. Next, I'm going to be using the color Penny, and I'm going to start on the outside of my eyes and blending it into the center, but concentrating really on the outside. And you can see I'm blending a lot here, and this video is sped up, so just imagine how much time I'm taking to blend and how much time is being spent on creating smooth edges. And then I'm gonna go on the other side, again blending a lot, concentrating the color on the outside and blending into the inside to create a nice smooth gradient effect. Next, I'm using the color Brick, and I'm concentrating this on the outside to darken, and then again blending into the center. Remember, this is sped up, lots of blending. The more you blend, the nicer your look is going to turn out. It's kind of time consuming, but it's worth it. And you just saw me take the color Penny again, and I'm mixing the two colors, Penny and Brick. It's kind of like mixing paints and then making them blend. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm using a fluffier brush here. You can use a clean, fluffy brush to really blend out the edges. This also works really well if you used a little too much color and if you want to soften the look a little bit. Now I'm using this tiny brush and the color Burgundy to create the outline of where I'm going to color in, and I sprayed it with Fix Plus just to get the color to be more pigmented. You can see it got a little splotchy, but I'm just blending it out. And just remember, don't stress if it's not perfect, it'll still look great, and it's not the end of the world. Then I'm going in again with a blending brush to soften the edges. I'm going in with a bigger brush to take the color Burgundy and fill in the rest of my lid. I could have actually used a better brush for this, but I couldn't find the one I wanted to use, so I had to make do with this one. It still works out. Really, there's no rules about brushes. You can use whatever you're comfortable with, but some brushes definitely work better in certain areas than others. Then I'm taking my blending brush and the color Penny to fill in the gap between the color I put on my lid and the colors in my crease. I'm just blending all of it together so that the transition between the colors looks really smooth and even. I'm also using the color Brick again to darken the outside of my look and just blending everything together once again on both sides. To pull your look together, you want to use the shadows underneath your eye by your waterline as well. And I used the shades Naked and Beach to start out, and I concentrated on the outside of the eye. Then I went ahead and used the shade Dubai. It has a nice metallic finish. I concentrated it on the inside of my lid, and I applied it almost towards the middle, maybe a little less than halfway. And then again on the other side. I love eyeshadow palettes because you can mix and match the colors and experiment around and create any look that you want, really. Then to intensify the shimmer on Dubai, I took Jeffree Star Ice Cold, which is one of his skin frosts, and I applied it over the shade Dubai. That's another fun thing, using highlighters and trying them out as eyeshadows and seeing what kind of effects they have in combination with your looks. When coming up with a look, it's always a little bit random, so I decided to put the color Penny on the bottom to just pull all the colors together. Finally, I finished it off with the shade Beach. Then I put this Estee Lauder eyeliner on my waterline. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet. I just got it recently. Side note, I never realized how creepy I looked doing this. But as you can see, everything is pulling together nicely. I decided to take a little break before attempting the dreaded wing, and I'm applying Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Ginger. This is my favorite shade that I own of hers. It just looks so good on the lips. I think this is one of those shades that makes your lips look even bigger than they are, so always a plus. Now back at it. I'm going to be using this Zoeva liquid liner. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I am super scared of attempting wings, but I'm starting out by just creating a line and then dragging a line across my lid from the inside towards the outside, and then connecting the two and then filling in the shape. It helps to take breaks and look at what you've done and then adjusting where it needs to be fixed and how it needs to be shaped. Now I'm doing the other side, creating that first line again and then dragging from the inside towards the outside. I'm doing this very slow, it's also sped up a little bit here. And then I'm dragging down to create the shape of the wing and filling it in. I am by no means an expert in this, and I'm sure there's a ton of different ways to do this. It's just how I was able to figure it out, and I'm sure as I keep practicing I will adjust my techniques and then I can shoot updated tutorials for you guys. I like the way the second side turned out a lot better than the first, but I'm still making little adjustments here and there just to even it out a little bit. So I think, as with eyebrows, your wings can be sisters and not twins, so don't be too discouraged if they're not exactly the same. They'll still look good, and people probably won't even notice a difference unless they're super critical, and who needs that? For the finishing touches, I'm using the 3 mascaras I usually use on my bottom lashes, and that's it. Well guys, I hope you like this tutorial I created. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and let me know if you want me to shoot more of these. Thanks for watching.